The energy in the past year has been absolutely amazing. From a marketplace perspective, if we look back at Release 1, which was focused on residential, we released that last year at Mobile World Congress. That's really in a mature state. Deployments are going pretty strong globally. If we then look at the enterprise release, which we released in December of 13, we're really starting to see uptake from the marketplace where we have vendors telling us that they're starting to see information from that release show up in RFPs. And in fact, we see deployments of that starting to ramp up this year. And so enterprise release is in a really what we would call a growth state. And then if we look forward to the urban release, which we just released, we see strong interest from operators that are really clamoring for information about, what's the business case, what's the business drivers, what's the deployment strategies, how do we overcome some of the barriers? And so we see that a lot of work will happen this year based on the foundations that we're releasing today.
Small cells are going to happen. They are happening now. And a lot of it is because really we're running out of opportunities in terms of new macro placement. And spectrum is also, it has been and will continue to be, a very precious commodity. So if there's a way that we can more efficiently use that spectrum, and that's really about utilizing it better from a spatial perspective, that's where small cells really provide the key value, right? They bring that precious asset of spectrum closer to the end users, and we're able to deploy it in more locations. So now we're getting better bandwidth, better quality of experience to the end users where the end users are asking or / demanding it.
The small cell market is like a train coming down the tracks at us, and we have to meet the challenge because it's inevitable. The traffic growth means that the spectrum will be exhausted, and unless we deal with this, customer experience will be impacted.
The marketplace for small cells in 2014, I would say it will happen and it is happening. Ericsson is delivering small cells in commercial volumes out to the marketplace. In some markets more than in other markets. Some markets are more mature and they have the need of higher capacity already now in 2014. I think we have been discussing the numbers and how large is the small cells market for quite a long time. And I wouldn't say that in any means it has peaked, but we have now started in commercial volumes. And operators are excited, however, they have to try them out. They have to start thinking about, deploying small cells in a little bit of a different way than they deployed macro cells. So it's a bit of a learning curve, I think. So we are seeing it in the marketplace and operators are excited.
I'm pleased to introduce Smart Small Cell, also known as wireless femto. Smart Small Cell lets you construct private LTE coverage easily on high buildings or open spaces wirelessly. So this is our femto device, Smart Small Cell. We have deployed this in one city, 20,000 of these femtos on one city. As you see, it is wirelessly connected together, and this is the EPC equipment which is connected to our master AP. We have 3 features of Smart Small Cell. One is free voice call service. Next, we also have walkie-talkie service and location-based service.
There's a number of key performance specs required for small cell backhaul. One is the capacity. It's very important because this is a capacity augmentation solution that you have a high capacity backhaul solution. So we think that you need to have speeds in 100 megabits plus for the backhaul. In addition, delay is very important to be able to meet the LTE and LTE advanced standards. And we think sub-millisecond delay is very important. Lastly, because these are often in difficult urban locations, timing won't always be available. So it's very important that there's a synchronization solution from the backhaul, either 1588 V2 or Sync-E delivered by the backhaul product.
Right now we're seeing a tremendous amount of activity in the indoor applications for small cells. As you know, a tremendous amount of the traffic that's generated on the data side is generated in an indoor environment. So consequently, as carriers look to make their networks more amenable to the growing needs, they're deploying in an indoor arena first, because a lot of the barriers to deployment in the indoor arena have been reduced. Backhaul is certainly a lot easier. The demand is there, the need is there. In addition, as they deploy more and more, we're seeing demand for integrated Wi-Fi applications with that, with the 3G and 4G radios.
The real innovation that's happening right now is small cells have moved beyond just a single LTE carrier to implementing multiple carriers and doing it basically in a way that the same features you get on a macro cell are now finding their way onto a small cell. The other piece of the puzzle we're solving in our base stations is also small cell backhaul. Small cell backhaul is just fundamental to the TCO, the business case for actually rolling out small cells. And we've built some technologies which we tightly integrate inside the base station, which reduce the cost of that backhaul for the small cell. And most of the time that's wireless technologies, but we've also come up with some SDN networking technology that allows us to use low-cost enterprise class or even consumer class backhaul products for the best effort traffic that comes off an LTE small cell, whilst retaining the signaling information and the critical and real-time traffic over a licensed backhaul or a very robust backhaul scheme that's economic. And by combining, these different backhaul technologies together, we can come up with an economic way to provide the small cell.
The value that we deliver, it's a comprehensive solution that we put a lot of effort into to get the integration all the way done through the physical layer to the layer 2, all the way up to layer 3, and the application functionality that includes the SON, that includes the O&M and the radio resource management. And not only that, we stay with our customers from all the way from the development phase to the way they get into field trials and deployments, and all the experience that we have been gone through now by being part of our customers' deployment phase, that matters is what we have seen. We have been very efficient in working very closely with the end operator to understand what their deployment situation is and how to tune the parameters. And that's what we bring into the solution, be it the SON algorithms, be it the max scheduler that we do.
Radisys and Airspan work together. We use some of their software stacks in our implementation. We've pushed the envelope on LTE Advanced, and that was recognized in a telecoms award that was presented at the show this week. We won the Pushing the Limits in Mobile category, which by all accounts was the most hotly contested category in that award ceremony. It's very pleasing to do that. I think we've implemented a Release 10 urban small cell, and that is not such an easy thing to do. So we were very pleased and surprised, truthfully, to receive that award, but very pleased.